Are you looking for a delicious soup recipe that's hearty enough for dinner? I have a great recipe that I'm going to share with you. It's a sweet potato soup with sausage and greens. Basically, it's a minestrone, but it's a variation of. Peel and mince 2 cloves of garlic. Okay. 2 cloves of garlic. It's about 1.5 teaspoons, and then 1 medium onion. Have I told you lately how much I love having a sharp knife? And you should love it too, because it's so much safer than having a dull knife. Keep your knife sharp by sharpening it on a stone or with a knife sharpener. We have some videos on our website at marthastewart.com that show you how to do it if you want to know. While I'm here, I'll also cut up 2 sweet potatoes, dice those as well. Make sure they're scrubbed because you're not going to peel them. The skin is very healthy. Don't tell my kids, they do not like potato skin. I always have to eat their potato skins, and I do it happily. But hey, they probably won't notice in this soup. They'll be too busy trying to avoid the kale. Alrighty. Now that that's done, we're well on our way to making soup. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start off by sauteing your aromatics in a little bit of olive oil. All right, have a pretty large stock pot, heat it over medium-high heat, and add a tablespoon of oil. Add your onions and garlic. Build your flavor by sauteing your onions and garlic until they release some of their liquid and the flavor intensifies. They should get translucent. That can take about 3 to 5 minutes. When your onions and garlic are translucent, add 3/4 pound of sweet Italian sausage that's been removed from the casings to the pot. This, breaking up the sausage with your spoon. You want them in pieces, not in a big clump. You want to cook it till it's no longer pink before you add your liquid. Just cooking to get some of the rawness of the sausage off before you add your broth. Build up a little bit of flavor in the bottom of the pan. It's a flavor layering situation. This is looking pretty good. Add 4 cups of chicken broth, low sodium please, or homemade. I always make chicken broth out of leftover roasted chicken. Very good use of leftovers. 2 cups of water and the sweet potatoes. Bring it to a boil. Oh, you might want to season it. A little bit of salt, not too much because your broth might be salty. You want to bring this to a boil and then you're going to add some little tiny pasta, but while you're waiting, you can get your greens ready. I have a bunch of kale and some Swiss chard. Remove the kale and the Swiss chard from their stems. To remove kale, just pinch, holding onto the stem, and just pull the leaf off. What you're looking for is a total of 4 cups of greens. You can use all kale if you want, particularly if you have a large bunch. I'm using a mix today, but you know, I don't want you to have to go out and buy 2 bunches of things and then have half left over. You know what I mean. So I have Swiss chard and kale mixed. It needs to be chopped a little bit before it goes into the soup. So I'm gonna do that. I prefer my greens to be chopped into little squares, basically, like 1-inch squares, because pieces of green hanging off your spoon can be kind of messy. As usual, I'm being overwhelmed by the amount of greens on my board. It's 4 packed cups. This is like 18 cups. When the liquid's at a boil, add 3/4 cup of teeny shell pasta. Add that, and then you're gonna cook it about 3 minutes less than the package says. This pasta is supposed to cook for about 8 minutes, so cook it for 5 minutes before adding your greens. Now that the pasta's cooked for 5 minutes, I'm gonna add the greens. They need to cook for about 4 minutes. I mean, you could put them in and just cook them for a minute if you like that very barely cooked flavor, but I prefer in a soup like this to have a little bit more cookedness going on. If cookedness were a word, which I don't think it is. I don't want a raw flavor here, that's all. That's all I'm saying, guys. I think I might have had more than 4 cups of greens because my pot is overflowing with greens. And there's barely any liquid in here. What happened? It's all right. It's a very hearty soup. As the greens cook, they're going to release a little bit of liquid. Give it a taste. It's really good. So these need to simmer for about 4 minutes. It is chock full of vegetables and greens and all kinds of great stuff. And super duper healthy because sweet potatoes and greens, you kind of can't get any more healthy than that. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to eat. And what's great about this soup is it really doesn't take very long, and it tastes like maybe it was simmering for hours. But instead, it comes together in minutes. Sprinkle with a little bit of Parmesan cheese if you want to. It doesn't even really need it. And enjoy. I was gonna say the fruits of your labor. Well, let's just say the vegetables of your labor. It's really delicious, super hearty, tastes like it took a long time and took practically no time at all. That's my kind of dish. Is it your kind of dish? Make it and you'll find out. Or make a double batch and put some in your freezer so you always have something hearty and delicious for dinner tonight. Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.